Good afternoon, one and all. Once again, we are involved with offering you readings from works that I've written. My name is Odie Hawkins. Salena-Hawkins is my co-conspirator, my friend, my wife.
Hello.
I started to say some other things too, but we don't want to get risque at the beginning of the year. I'll save that for the next show. Anyway, what I'm doing today is reading what I call a couple of socially relevant articles. And that's what we decided to do for the beginning of this year, the new year, 23. We made it. We made it. I'm going to start with a piece that I call Telephone Etiquette and the Lost Art of Using a Car's Turn Signals. The pieces that I, last year, most of the year, for those who have been paying attention to this, last year I read chapters from books, and that was okay. We got a really good reception, but it seems that the people who've been most attentive to this indicated to us that it would be better to have shorter pieces, because as you read from week to week, they didn't have a chance to keep up. So we're putting one piece at a time in front of you, and they're shorter pieces. This is called Telephone Etiquette and the Lost Art of Using a Car's Turn Signal. I don't know how it started, but I pray it comes to an end soon. The inane, banal questions that checkout persons at some of our chain stores seem compelled to ask. Maybe it was a corporate decision, a prerequisite part of the employment requirement. You must ask the shopper this inane question. It would be hard to imagine that a conscious, hard-working cashier would voluntarily, deliberately ask, "Is everything okay? Is everything okay?"
Yeah.
Or, "Did you find everything you wanted?" Or whatever the current banal question is. Recently, while passing too slowly through the checkout line at one of our better-known semi-gourmet item specialty stores, I felt compelled to answer with more than, yeah, okay, everything's okay. Let's call it an intelligent consumer rebellion, if you will. Somehow it seemed absurd that I would be required to soft pedal my feeling, support banality, go with the flow. I replied quietly with a friendly expression on my face. No! No, not no, but hell no! Everything that I wanted was not found here. I didn't find peace on earth, goodwill toward all men. I didn't find a solution for global warming. I didn't find any solution for the Palestinian-Israeli conundrum. Nor did I find a reasonable solution for America's ongoing fascination with racism, immigration, illegal when brown, black, or colored, poisonous air, or bad water. Nor did I find anything in this store that was supposed to be the catalyst for you asking me questions like that. The casual, questioning clerk's eyes bugged out a bit at this completely unexpected response. I felt paranoid for a few beats, fearing that he was going to call the manager, that the manager was going to call the police. The thought flickered through my head like a headline on one of those overhead cameras. Cultural assassination in the number 3 checkout lines, terrorists arrested, resist arrest, shot. But I felt just as compelled as he felt to lard it on. My dad just died from prostate cancer 2 days ago. My younger sister has been diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. My uncle Sidney has been arrested and charged with pedophilia, or something called pedophilic acts. after molesting me and my sister for most of our pre-teenage lives. My mom has decided to tell us the truth about her long-standing relationship with Aunt Jane. We had not any idea that Mom and Aunt Jane were lovers. Now, of course, when I look back on how they related to each other, it should have been perfectly clear that they were in love with each other. God bless them. A horrible mess in Iraq, the Middle East. It would be hard to imagine anyone asking, "Everything okay?" While all of that madness is being played out. Babies starving, genocide in Africa, neo-Nazis in Europe and elsewhere, caste wars in India and South America, pollution in the Arctic, the Antarctic. Maybe some people won't relate to the notion of the struggles of the underclasses against the upper classes in South America, and if we took the woof and the warp of it a bit, we could pixel right down into the front porch of the United States. Is everything okay? No, not really. I'm concerned about the quickly spreading fascism that was unleashed by Bush's White House coup d'etat. And you know how they did it with the Supreme Court gave Bush the presidency over Al Gore's winning. That's the way they did that. I'm concerned about the quickly spreading fascism that was unleashed by Bush's White House coup d'etat and the subsequent empowerment of the fundamentalist right, and an empowering that may have permanently eroded the ideas that America was supposedly founded on. Of course, most intelligent people realized long ago that the so-called founding fathers didn't create a democracy and had no intention of doing any such thing. Granted, this democracy is a far better piece of business than most of the planet's other political systems, but it's a long way from being ideal. Mm-hmm. Maybe if the founding fathers had paid more attention to the governing forms of the indigenous people, then we might have a firmer footing for our democracy to stand on. But that didn't happen. And because of the authentic government forms of the indigenous people have been devastated, it's not likely to happen. No, everything is definitely not all right, okay. And while I'm about it, I may as well uncork my feelings about those impolitic, them impolite individuals who seem to be incapable of speaking on the telephone, cell phone to another person with any degree of respect. Let me speak to Jack. May I ask who's calling, please? Who wants to know? I want to speak to Jack. The desperate telemarketeers are a shade more polite out of sheer necessity, but just a shade. Please don't hang on me. Hang up on me. I have an important message for Jack Jones. Who are you and how did you get this number? We're offering absolutely free. Who are you and how are you Jack Jones? No suggestion of who they are, what they represent. They just want what they want. They can make a person feel violated. Unfortunately, many of us have become so conditioned to unacceptable telephone etiquette that we go along with the program without even giving it a lot of thought. Tie the poor telephone numbers into the lost art of using auto turn signals, and you have a full caduceus. The lost art of using auto telephone signals is directly linked to the ubiquitous cell phone. Have you noticed how seldom drivers who are cell phone engaged use their turn signals? Of course, a few are legitimately distracted from their telephone conversations long enough to signal lane changes, right, left-hand turn, but many others can't be bothered to perform such mundane actions or simply see no need to do it. Let the poor schmuck behind me guess at my next erratic move. Occasionally, one of our more public-spirited public servants is apt to make a synthetic speech about the hazards of not using the turn signals because someone they know has been maimed, rear-ended, sideswiped, T-boned, or killed. But the speech is virtually toothless. After all, the public servants are as guilty as the rest of the negligent. And finally, after the banality of, is everything okay? The suicidal attacks of the cell phone abusers and the subsequently underuse of the car turn signals, we get to the immensely unimaginative, have a good one. Yeah, right, give me a break, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I get so fed up with this shit, I have to say something about it. So there it is. That's the first short piece of what is happening at the beginning of the new year in my head. And we'll see you again next week, approximately at the same time. Maybe later. Maybe later. Don't get freaked out or anything. Maybe later. And having had said all of that, hey, Happy New Year. Blessings upon you. And bright moments.
Bright moments. Itness.
Itness. I'd add a little bright moments on top of that little itness.
That'll work. That'll work. Your website is www.odiehawkins.com.
Thank you, Zola. Thank you for.
Your books can be purchased on Amazon, Barnes & Noble Internet.
This book right here?
Yes.
This is the latest one?
Yes, the latest one. You know, a storyteller's story.
Oh.
Okay, as well as your other 30-some books. All right, and I guess that's about it. We shall...
Left turn, right turn.
Yes.
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
Is everything okay?
See you next Monday. Tuesday.
See what I'm saying?
See you next Tuesday. Ciao.